Yeah, it's let's talk about it. So this is Kenyatta Vaughn. Y'all know me as DJ Yada around the world. I got a famous producer on the phone, the boss from Boss Beats, producing. If you want to hear anything, make sure you go to DJ Yada. He has several songs I've produced or he produced with me. Phenomenal, cool brother. Right here on Let's Talk About It. All right. So we're talking about which I think what Mexicans don't understand because they have the Spanish side of to them. This is what I'm saying. They have the Spanish side to them, and they thinking that Santa Maria, Santa Barbara, Los Angeles, and San Diego, and all those things came from them, not knowing their fathers that they're half, they're half breeds, right? So their fathers, which is the Spanish conquerors that came from Spain, named all those areas because they conquered that part of the area. Napoleon conquered Louisiana up to Denver. The French, which was France, and then of course the English dominated. So we're talking about this right now, and he's telling me about the same thing we're talking about, which is about the Spaniards or the Mexicans claiming that certain area. Go ahead, my brother. How you doing?
Good, 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 good. Thank you for having me. Yeah. We were when we were chopping it up. You
Yes.
know, um, I was explaining to you that when I was younger, I was really curious about the world. Like, okay, because I hear people talking about oh, I'm this color, I'm this color, I'm this color. I'm like, okay, all right. But last I checked, you bleed, I bleed. Okay, you got a head, I got two arms, you got two arms, you got two legs. You know, um, what's the big deal? What's really separating us? So, you were talking about the Latinos, um, talking about this is ours and stuff like that, and yada yada yada. Well, if you look at it in hindsight, like if the Spanish conquered y'all, right? Basically, that would be the Spaniards, and then you have to understand who were you before the Spaniards got there,
Right.
right? And then because like I said, looking at the world when I was young, I was a huge history buff. I wanted to know why the world the way it is at that point in time. And there was a lot of scary stuff. A lot of scary stuff. Um, everybody was trying to conquer something, whether people were there or not. It was kind of like uh, the what do they call it? The strongest the strongest will always conquer. Or be the masters.
Right.
And we all know that everybody just didn't pop up out of the ground and be like, oh, I'm Mexican. Oh, I'm black. Oh, I'm Caucasian. It was uh there's a roadmap that I've seen, right, where obviously people came from the biggest continent, which is Africa, right? And amongst the years, people explored and stuff like that. According to the route where Mexico is, they were explorers and they crossed through China, across the Bering Strait, down into the Californias and all the way down, and filtered all the way down to Mexico. And at the time, they were calling them Indians. But now people are starting to open up their eyes and realize the Indians were. I'm gonna leave that line open for you.
Well,
The
definitely
Indians
us.
were.
Go ahead. Yes, yes.
So, and some people, it's hard for people, but oh no, I can't believe that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example, right? Because I've dated Spanish ladies before, You know,
I
and
have as well.
when you have a beautiful lady, you tend to admire certain things, you know, and things like the thickness in hair, the difference between some of them have straight hair, but it's thick and coarse, right? And then
Yeah.
some of them have, more Asiatic hair, which is short and curly. Some of them took on features of more Caucasian features, and then some took in more, how they say, negro features. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it's all in plain sight, but it's just doing a little research and just knowing. And then once you know, then you can come up with a complaint. Then you can argue about something.
Right.
You know, the his story has got people so flipped backwards, they don't know whether, they're chasing the front of the dog or the back of the dog.
Right.
Um, so so that's my little spiel on that area of the world. And the one thing that that I'm still trying to figure out is, you know, um, is the Asian people. That's the one thing I'm still trying, because if I'm correct, right, when the Moors were on their tear through Europe, right,
Hmm.
um, they were they were in China and places in these places, right? And if you ever look at Asians here, right,
Right.
it looks it looks it looks like Caucasians here, right?
Right.
But if you actually really look at it, it's long and coarse. Their noses are wide. If you look at their statues of their ancestors, if you tell me that that is not a black person, something's wrong with
Right.
you. So there's this, there's the truth all over the place. But if you were a crook and you walked into a place where there was 10 people guarding the place, the best way to get in there and steal what you want is is some type of disruption, right?
Right.
Where the 10 people are not communicating with each other. That's what they've done. So, people just need to understand we all people. Just because you make 70,000 a year and I make 40,000 a year, or you make 100,000 a year and I make 50,000 a year, we are all in the same boat. We all getting taxed. The more you make, the more they take. I don't understand. I'm like, what is the problem? What is the problem? But it is what it is. But I'm gonna say this: as many people as they ship out,
Hmm.
tenfold is gonna come back.
Well, and here we go into where we understanding or I'm understanding or backing Trump in this position because I guess me and Trump, I gotta call him Mr. President Trump, right?
Yes, sir.
Um,
You got to talk to Mr. President. He is
yeah,
indeed.
absolutely. Because any other country you go to, disrespect the president, and see how long you live. And so
Yep.
we have let people come in here, and I don't want people to feel that I'm badgering or I'm a hateful person because I know you've seen me on my other show on the road with Yada, and I've talked about foreigners coming here because you can't go anywhere else. You can't go to Mexico. You can't go to Canada. They wouldn't let us in, and we had unless we had a perfect record, right? We couldn't have no infractions, but now that they're falling, they want to intrude or complain that they can't come over here, and that's the thing. Or they letting people from I guess Iran and these different places in, and or Arab, or with a lot of Indians from India that went there, and they let their whole government, so to speak, or land be taken over by other people that didn't come with good intentions. I don't think. If you look at the streets, and it's not they coming to work and coming to build and coming to bring something good. They just came and got lazy, demolished. Another issue I'm going to speak on while we're here because people want to hear. They want to hear what I'm talking about, brother. So just give me a second here. They want to hear the facts, right? You come over here, trucking on the road with Yada is one of my other shows. Once again, I'm plugging the mess out of that one, right? Go check it out on DJ Yada. Um, well, I pull it in the truck stops. I pull it in hotels and it's nasty. What we're seeing online, and they need to be called out on this because they got to change their ways. That
Yes,
it's
sir.
nasty. I mean, they don't wipe down the counters. I went and plugged. I went to Tampa Bay, Florida. I went in. I'm plugging it. Red Roof. You're gonna have to call me and calm me down because I'm upset with Red Roof. Very beautiful hotel it used to be. Red Roof used to be the spot to go to for a reasonable price with quality and cleanliness. Not no more. I went inside and the chair looked like it was the 1970s with a grease spot on it, black grease spot. I ain't seen that kind of stuff in so many years that I couldn't believe it. And the guy had his feet on the countertop, both his feet with no shoes, sandals on next to the computer with his computer in between his legs, picking his toes. And then when I came in to help, he was going to type on the typewriter after picking his toe and hand me the key after picking his toes, not cleaning his hands. This is what we're dealing with. This is not, look, I don't care how much money you have. You can look at the Africans from Africa, okay? And they're clean. They're in huts. And you go in, their stuff is in order, and they got no shoes on. And you can tell they took a bath. They don't look greasy and nasty. For a person, whatever condition you in, all it does is take you. God made a waterway. He made animals that you can go hunt. And like the Bushmen been living for years on some of these islands that don't have any hospitals, any type of facilities that we're so used to. We became lazy people. Currently today, we're not talking back in history, talking about right now. We allow people to come in here, disrespect. Truck stops are nasty. They want to run these, and Shell is allowing it. Shell address the issue. Shell is allowing some Indians to take over these places, and they're not coming with quality with cleanliness. They're just not doing it, and it's a problem in America to let everybody come. So Trump's up against a fight, but we should all feel that way. Why are we so opinionated? Because we haven't went through those third world countries trauma, grief, disparity. We haven't been through that yet. So we don't know it, right? Fortunately, we got our land took from us, but at the same time, we haven't felt that. We came to earth kind of begging all the time. And no one wins a war begging. Oh, they
Right.
don't give us reparations. Oh, they ain't gonna give us that. Oh, they treating us bad. Well, they're the enemy. That's what they're gonna do. And so, what are we going to do with these issues right now today that we can't allow them to be here? Let us get our own. Everybody said run to Africa. Go to Africa for what? We needed to. Africa fought for their land. South Africa, big up to South Africa. All right, I was on the with Tiny Lister, God rest his soul. I was on a commercial that was out, I think about 55 million um, viewers in South Africa. I did a thing called My Mandela Moment. Find that on YouTube as well, with Kenyatta Vaughn, and then Tiny Lister has his part we did, and some beautiful actors and actresses surrounded me. I'm not gonna tell you their name. I want you to go see it so y'all can see who was surrounding me the day I did that particular commercial. However, back to what we're saying today, we're not hating on what's happening right now, but it has to happen. We can't go to any other country and get that type of love.
Nope.
We just can't do it.
Yeah. yeah, that's
They'll
true.
kill you quick. You can come here and diss our president, and we allow it. What kind of punk are you? If someone comes up to you and comes up to Boss and say Boss is a punk, he's this, that, and the other. By the way,
Yep,
Boss is a beat maker, platinum beat maker guy right here. He produces Caponiac, produces Yada Way, DJ Yada. Just check him out. You go to YouTube. He's all over the place. You can buy his beats. He got beats for sale online. I'm plugging. This is what we do. We plug each other so that way we grow together. That's what we work. Harriet Tubman saved how many of y'all that want to come and now be separated in thought and not help one another? That doesn't make any sense. People gave their lives up to make us be in a position where we lazy, disrespectful, ugly, got kids worrying about material and killing and things around the world, and think it's cool for material. I'm gonna kill him so I can have this car that will get old in 2 weeks, that will lose
yep,
its value as soon as you touch it. So we got to uplift the mind. We've been so quiet, our generation, and these kids are where they are because we've been allowing them to do what they want to do, put how they pants with their booty showing, like Cleveland showing a woman's breasts.
yep.
Come on, we got to wake this up. We got to change this up. I'm not going to sit here and allow it to go down anymore. Us and our generation has to speak. Even for my country, my land, I'm going to stay here and fight. I don't need to go nowhere else. Go where else. It's nice and fine now while y'all over there chinning and grinning and eating all the blessed foods. But when it get ugly over there, how you going to get back to America? Those guys that promote on Thailand and going over to Bali and going over to these different places. It's always good when it's nice. Go to Ghana and look what happened to Ghana. The whole thing just got burnt up. I'm on all the current events and issues, but the main one right now we're talking about is Mexicans understanding who they are before they start promoting something that they don't know, or promoting the names and land that they want to secure again, when really LA, Los Angeles was us. We're the real Indians. I mean, that's facts. They said I've heard some imams and some higher figures say that, and shout out to my brother Khalid, God rest his soul. Brother Khalid, he set me in. I mean, he put me on the same platform as Farrakhan to sit down a round table. I want to just say this story because it'll touch a few. I was at the Elegant Manor on it. Well, if for LAers, they'll know Arlington. I know the world doesn't know the word Arlington, but Arlington is Van Ness. All right, and it changes before you get up to Adams. Adams and Arlington is where the Elegant Manor was, and so and I just want to put a footnote in here, just give some knowledge up. We said it was a blessing, it was a gift to me. We sitting around. I'm my little old self, young man. I'm with Brother Khalid Muhammad, God rest his soul. I'm with the Honorable Louis Farrakhan at the table, and I'm sitting around the round table with great men. FBI are there, few other people are there. Of course, Caucasian men are there. We had a tape that I believe Farrakhan owned the tape. I'm not sure who owned it. No, it was an FBI guy that turned is Muslim. He owned the tape, and he put the tape on, and the tape was Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. It's coming back to where we are. I got to bring it there the right way. So Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Okay, so when he pushed the tape, it's Martin Luther King, God rest his soul, God bless him, his family, and the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, God bless him and his family, and God rest his soul. Uh, it was Martin Luther King speaking. And he was drilling both of them like, brother, we need to come together. We need a peaceful movement. And he finished with that. Then Malcolm X spoke. And I thought he was going to battle him like I'm battling now on this live. Um, but he just said, brother, would you let your mama get hosed down? And it got quiet like it got quiet right now.
Yep.
And then
That
Martin,
awkward
that
silence.
awkward silence. And Martin Luther King, for your kids that he might be hearing, his kids might be hearing this for the first time. This is knowledge. This is truth. This is fact. And they probably know the tape. They probably heard it. But he said, no, I wouldn't. And that next day when he went up, this is like a day before he went on that last speech. And he said, I seen the mountaintop. So I'm just giving people an understanding that's just deeper because we're now in the computer world, the gaming world, the relaxed world, the touch of a button, the screen, and how can people disrespect and bite the hand that fed them when Henry Sampson is the one designed the cell phone. So you don't like black folks, you don't want to come to America, and everybody's against us. Y'all came over here not only to come over here to get all the blessings from here, y'all came with disrespect. Y'all looked at us like we wasn't nothing. All right, y'all follows around stores. Y'all own the hotels and treated us bad because you've been told that we're bad. But 80% of us fill up the colleges in HBCU around the world, or well, United States rather. Right? We fill that up every year, year after year. Successful people graduate here. We do that, but yet we're looked at in about 20% of us that want to get it by jacking because they don't want to go to school. It only takes, this is my ending here, it only takes 2 years to change your life. And some programs only 8 months. You can go to school, you can take up a trade, you can get your AA degree and change your life to what you want to do versus what you have to do. I'm telling y'all got to get out of here for a reason. We got to build and develop ourselves. We got to fight this fight, whether it be white or black, or hopefully it come together with one color or not a color, and deal with it with this piece of the world and straighten it out so our kids have an opportunity because we saw what y'all was gonna do. Y'all came here, y'all got the businesses, y'all didn't help. Anytime y'all were hurting, we stood up for y'all. But when it's time to stand up for us, it was just us. That's even with you Mexicans. We love you Mexicans, but y'all did the same thing. When it was time to fight for y'all, like y'all standing out on the street now, I bet you some brothers and sisters, I saw it, out there standing with you. But when it's
Yep.
time for us to stand up and fight, I don't see no one around. It's us. And then those natural plights dissipate, dissolve. Like the one, the brothers, this is about ending right here, the brothers in Tulsa. And you don't forget, California City was the same thing. And a lot of these lakes that we go fishing at were cities that did the same thing. They pour water over them. That's how brutal we've been beaten and killed.
You know, it's funny if you go to Tulsa, Oklahoma right now, right?
Hmm.
You know what it's like if you look at the population and like who lives there now,
Yes.
it is a completely, it's completely turned around. It's the exact opposite. It's interesting. It's just interesting.
Well, I mean, they massacred. They'll push a button and kill 10,000 real quick and go to lunch or dinner, and it didn't. And it's funny. America is in debt by trillions of dollars, but then they holding us to a credit standard.
Hmm.
They're looking at us as killers, this, that, and the other, and we're bad people and all this, and they're killing us and still and smiling and grinning while they're riding in everything that they're riding in and everything that they're using, even the internet from African and Nigeria that created that is we created it. How can you bite the hand that feeds you and we keep on being passive and we massa all listen, all of us is doing it. Don't try to act like y'all Uncle Tom was the good guy. They put Uncle Tom, they made him a bad character when he was the one said, oh, you don't have enough, I don't want to see you get whooped, I'm gonna go get me some cotton for you. He filled up several, he stayed out there an hour after work. Let's look at it in real terms, right? He stayed an hour or 2 hours after work to make sure that everybody that he loved that was there on the plantation, baskets were filled so they wouldn't get whooped. Our unity has to come back, and we got to stop racing for material wealth. This is your boy, DJ Yada, Kenyatta Vaughn. I'm not sure on let's get it. Let's talk about it. Which name I'm going to use because everybody knows DJ Yada, so I've been kind of using that. But I am Kenyatta Vaughn. Check us out, DJ Yada platform on YouTube, and this is Boss Beats. We're live. We're talking, and this right now is something that's going to continue to go. It's a pleasure, brother, having you on. I really do appreciate it that you're coming on.
Absolutely,
I know you got
absolutely.
things to do, and you got a great work, a new work. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You got a new work coming out with Caponiac, the Mac. If y'all haven't heard of Caponiac the Mac, he's been on top 40 on the Billboard, 40 on the Billboard, and I'm bigging up people around me because God have greatness around me for a reason, and for me to not shed light on that is crazy. And this is the producer that produces him. They just did a remix on the Caponiac album, and he's got plenty more to come. He's out of Miami. For y'all, that out in the Miami area, make sure you patronize his stores online. And yeah, tell us before you go. I want to make sure that you tell us about yourself and whatever you need to plug. And if we feel like continue, we have a little bit more time to continue here. But I just
Oh,
wanted to make sure that you plug yourself.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm Boss Beats, producer for over 15 years.
Extraordinaire. Hmm.
I'm really humble, and uh,
Yeah,
just on this piece, I'm not really not gonna plug in. But what I'm gonna say is that at the end of the day, no matter what, whether we agree or disagree, we are we are all people, and the
right.
only way
Right.
that this planet will survive in the near or distant future is that we become one world.
We have to. We have to. We have to let go of all our issues and just be and enjoy who we are. Enjoy the moment that God allowed us, that He created to allow us to be in this world and enjoy. I agree with that. I agree with that
Because the
100%.
scariest thing for me is, what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like for me, I'm not really too scary. But the scariest thing for me is I know that we are reaching out to see if there's something else out there, intelligent life out there, which I believe there is.
absolutely.
How if they decide to respond and come here and see the mess that we're in, it's like you have like let's say you had a big party or whatever, right? Boom, 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 and then your parents come to visit the next day and you ain't done cleaning up. It's
Right.
like how embarrassed would we be? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Let's clean it up, y'all. Let's clean it up.
Right.
And yeah, that's my spiel.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for listening, tuning in. This is gonna go on. It's once a week, every week. It's gonna be pretty much every day eventually. I just have to make more time for this. Let's talk about it. But as you see them flourish more, you'll see dates and times. People out there, we love you. I just want y'all to love yourself. We all one. We had to dig into issues so you can understand the feelings behind why we think the way we think and to bring out those things. So we're probably not going to be on the same page because a lot of people have certain beliefs, and they work with the emotional part of them. They're not working on what's reality. But right now, you can't walk into Mexico and get no type of love. And I know that the world thinks America is a place to come to get all the love, but Africans are finding out because I had a couple of buddies. Y'all work too much. He said we only pay more rent or whatever. He said 4 months. It's low enough to pay 4 months at a time. Where y'all work too much. I didn't. It's one video going viral that African is showing. Hey, I'm going back because y'all lied to me. I thought this was going to be a gravy thing. No, we work entirely too much. How can we enjoy life if we working all the way to we 60, 70, 80 years old, and we fighting just to get by, just to pay a bill, and then our desires is over material wealth, and we're so excited to have things, and so we want to work so hard for it, and then we wear our bodies out. Then we can look back because all this is memories. All it
Yeah.
is memories. If we don't make create good memories and enjoy one another. I remember L.A. We used to barbecue. Someone was barbecuing almost every day. Then it
Yep.
went to the weekend. Now it's like what, somebody's barbecuing. You
It's
know,
got to be. It's got to be a newborn's birthday or something like that.
yes, it's got.
Something
Yes, we're gonna have to go
exciting.
through it. We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to go through it to renew it. And those ain't this is where a lot of tension gonna come in. Those are not missiles. I'm looking all day. Look, you can lie to me. One thing I don't do is lie to myself. When I see that thing coming down, I don't see no plane. And down in Philadelphia, God bless the people in Philadelphia. And we might be getting hit all over the place with missiles. And I know it's not something to say because you don't want to make the people hysterical. And so, but we got to talk about it. We got to be real about what we see so we can understand. Okay, let's take it a little bit more serious here. Let's get behind the president and secure where we live, and then start dealing with our social economic issues in our communities. It's your boy DJ Yada. It's been a pleasure being with y'all and y'all being with me. Until the next time, this is Boss Beats and DJ Yada signing off. Thanks for coming through, Mr. Boss Beats. I appreciate you. And
Sure.
yeah, the
You,
world. Make sure you check him out. And peace.